CVA's AccuraSeries, Agara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
All right, this segment's been sponsored by Courtney's Restaurant and Catering. You guys can find them at 4066B North Mount Juliet Road in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, or give Tom a call for all your catering or delivery needs at 615-754-7548. All right, welcome back to the studio. We're going to go ahead and keep the phone lines open for you guys tonight, so if you'd like to call in, you can go ahead and do that again. It's 615-737-7767. And while we're waiting on that, Anthony, you had a few of the numbers with it, and I wanted to kind of go over.
Yeah.
So what are some of the harvest numbers so far?
I got these from TWRA, and this was as of 5 o'clock this afternoon, Brandon. Statewide totals is it's been 9,198 killed. And 3,639 of those are bucks, 325 antlerless bucks, 5,234 does. I knew people was harvesting does this year.
Yeah.
And just a lot of people always wonder what's the top 10 counties. Well, and this is, of course, there's not any from West Tennessee in here, but Sullivan County is number 1, 247, Hawkins 237, Montgomery 234, Hamilton, that surprised me, 229. Sumner 226, Giles 201, Lincoln 191, Yoke County Wilson 190, Rutherford 189, and Roane 182. We got in Unit CWD, we've harvested 685 deer. It's been 15 positives, 11 are in Fayette County, 3 is in Hardeman County where I live, and 1 is in Madison County. And there's been 460 tested. And it's been several tested outside the Unit CWD, Brandon, but it's 107 still pending at this time.
Okay. So, I mean, that's kind of where we stand.
Yeah.
Everybody knows CWD seems to, I mean, it's still there, but it doesn't seem like it's just ballooning or anything.
I mean, the more when rifle season opens up, you'll see
you'll get more. You'll have more samples at that point, too.
Right, and so it's going to go up.
We got Kyler here on one. Kyler, how are you doing?
Good, how's it going,
I'm sorry. Doing good. Thank you for calling. How can we help you tonight?
I think.
All right, I think we lost Tyler. Donnell, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay. My question, it may be kind of out of the ordinary for you, but, and I live in DeKalb County, and we're getting lots of those big old, what you call them, from Texas and stuff up in here. Is it that way all over the state of Tennessee?
You talking about
armadillos?
Yeah, they have moved their way through the state pretty well. I have seen them as we've been traveling around to these tournaments. We've seen a lot of them. I mean, just all across the state, everywhere we've been. In the southern part of the state's the first place I know of them kind of showing up.
They came in West Tennessee in about 1986. I can remember when and believe it or not, if when you see the armadillos start showing up, you're going to start finding fire ants, because we all think they're following the fire ants is what they're doing.
Well, they're sure enough here.
On my road where I'm out in the county, there's just being big holes dug. Do they dig holes in the yards and gardens and stuff like that?
Yes, they
and
will.
It ain't nothing to see 3 or 4 that's got run over out on the highway.
Yeah, that's probably what you're dealing with.
I know that's what you're dealing with. We deal with it every day.
Sure enough. Yeah, I think they're just part of life here now. They're, you know, they're here to stay.
Well, I used to live in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and driving through Arkansas back then. That was back in the 60s. You know, I'd seen a lot of them out there, but I don't know. It's probably about maybe 10 years, maybe 8, 10 years ago, every once in a while you'd see one near the lakes, across the roads and stuff, but now they're just way off from the lake.
Yeah, they are.
I live within 3 miles of the lake.
Yeah. Well, like I say, they're here.
I just never had heard much about how the armadillos have moved in here in the last few years.
They sure have. Well,
okay, thanks.
We appreciate you calling. Thank you. Have a good night.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Kenneth, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you, Brandon?
Doing well. We appreciate you calling. What can I help you with tonight?
Yeah, I listen in quite often. I was going to ask you a question about the Deer 30. I called the Davidson County Co-op the other day, and they said they didn't have any. Do they still do that, or?
They are. I don't know if maybe they are just out of stock or they're not dealing with Co-op anymore. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I've not talked to them very much this season, and so I don't really know kind of where they stand this year right now.
Yeah, Hugh told me about that, and he said it was really good stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I miss Hugh, but y'all are doing a fine job, and let me commend you for it.
Thank you.
I appreciate that very much.
We miss him too.
That means a lot.
Yeah, it does. He was a good guy. But anyways, I'll keep on that trail there, and I appreciate your time. Y'all have a good one now.
Sure. Thank you for calling. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Those phone lines, sometimes I get mixed up as to what I'm hitting, where I'm coming, where I'm going. We only dropped one. We apologize for dropping you, Tyler rather, so please feel free to call back. If you can't get us here in just a minute, you can try us next week. We'll be back doing it again. So anyhow, our numbers are about 2,000 ahead of where we were. CWD numbers are really probably about where they expected them for right now. And like you say, now, will they be doing I'm sure they'll probably be doing random check-in stations again this year.
What it is, there's no mandatory check-in for that. I mean, you got to check all your deer in, but there's no, last year there was 2 mandatory weekends where you had to carry them to the check-in station, and they had biologists and stuff there. But they're not doing that this year. They still have all the freezer drop-off locations, and I think they still have some of those throughout the state like they did last year.
They will.
But one of the things that we've been putting out on our show on Tuesday nights is Jeremy Dennison. He's, I guess, over the CWD part in West Tennessee. But make sure you leave about 4 inches of the neck. That we got some that they're cutting it right off at the jawbone, and they can't get the lymph nodes out. So if you do that, and it's free. A lot of people, I don't know. It may be the information don't get out, Brandon, but. To get any of them tested, it's free. They don't charge you nothing.
Right, and we suggest doing it because, TWRA's got to have data to produce results, to be able to do anything.
Right, and then to go along to try to
have them tested.
Combat this, they've got to test them.
That's right.
Because I know Kentucky's pretty worried. It's basically, it's a buffer zone of one county, but then the next county right below that one is in Unit CWD. There hadn't been any found there, but it's in that 10-mile radius.
Yeah, right. Well, guys, I promised it earlier. We're going to do a giveaway right now. The 5th caller was going to get 2 packs of these driftwood baits. These are the 5-inch GTO swim baits right here. So it'll be the 5th caller, 615-737-7767, and you can win them tonight. We'll see you back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.